Hi there, it's Dave here from davestravelpages.com, and this is my 5,000 mile Brooks B17 saddle review. So I've taken the bike out for a spin down to the coast, and this is the Stanforth Skylander, and I'm prepping for a bike tour actually, and that leaves in a couple of weeks' time, and I'll be cycling here in Greece and covering the Epirus and Thessaly regions. Anyway, this review is about the Brooks B17 saddle, and this is the standard saddle. It originally came in a honey colour, and over the last 3 years it has just faded slightly, but as you can see it's still a lovely brown colour and in very good condition. During the 3 years I've had it, I've cycled about 5,000 miles. One of the trips I took it on was the Greece to England bike ride, and there's also been a couple of other mini tours here in Greece as well. As you can see, it looks in very good condition still, and it doesn't really need looking after particularly. If you have a look on the back there though, you can see where it's just been lightly scraped, and that's because I've turned the bike upside down to take out the wheel to fix a flat. Didn't really think about it at the time, and it just sort of abrased the surface. So if you are going to get a saddle like this, I suggest that you flip your bike upside down on something soft to prevent that happening. So I should dispel a few myths about the Brooks saddle. The first one is to do with the breaking in period. So some people think that there is some weird science to trying to break the saddle in to make it comfortable. Some people say you should soak it. I don't know, others, sacrifice a chicken or something, but you don't need to do any of that. It's just rubbish. You just get the saddle, you put it on the bike, you go cycling for a few miles, and then it just gradually gets more and more comfortable. And what happens is that gradually it just molds itself to your seat bones. And as you can see, the saddle has got a rather unique shape there. Weirdly though, I actually own two Brooks saddles, and they're both shaped slightly differently, but they're both super comfortable. So who knows? It's a very individual thing with the leather saddle. So it's, I find it really comfortable. Now that said, what I should mention is that it's not like sitting in your armchair when you get home from a hard day at work that comfortable. It's not like that. It's but what it is comfortable after you've been cycling for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. You don't get this numb ass that you get with other saddles. So when people say that a Brooks saddle is comfortable, that is actually what they mean. This is the standard version, as I mentioned. There are different types available. One is that you've got some narrow ones, you've got ones with a cutout, and you've got sprung ones, which I think is called the Flyer. For me, this has been absolutely perfect, and I'll just swap this from bike to bike as I ride different bikes. But I'm not, averse to testing out another Brooks saddle. It's just that there's no real need. Now, in the back of some people's minds is the expense of a Brooks saddle, because obviously it's not a cheap bit of kit, but it's one of those things that I think if you invest in it, it's going to last you literally a lifetime. I mean, this is already, it's 3 years use from this, and it will have 10 times that easily, I should think, as long as I don't flip the bike upside down again and scrape more of the surface. It's really well made. The Brooks brand has got a long heritage, obviously. So yeah, I'm not trying to sell you on a Brooks saddle. It's just that if you're in a position where you're not sure if you should get one or not, this is kind of my opinion of using them. And I've gone through all sorts of saddles. I've gone through cheap ones, I've gone through the gel ones. I did try a Brooks cambium saddle, which is one of my other videos on this channel, and I'll put a link up here for it. I didn't really find that comfortable. And it's the Brooks B17 seems to work for me. So that's all I've really got to say about the Brooks B17. It's just a really good bit of kit. And it's one of those things that I think you need it in bike touring. You don't want to buy pieces of kit that you continually need to think about. You just want it to last, and that's all you do. You put a bit of proof hide on every 6 months. That's the only maintenance it needs. Anyway, if you've got any questions about the Brooks B17 saddle, please leave them in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Subscribe to the channel, of course, thumbs up, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you in the next video. That's it for now. Cheers.